company which we sold off last week. Now, I had to make a decision after 40 years in the job of was I going to continue not earning any money, because that's where the job's now got to, or was I just going to get out of it? So, partner and I had made a decision to get out of the fruit trade. Now, from our side, for me, after 40 years of being in the food industry and starting to understand how corrupt it is, how twisted it is, and looking at it as a whole, I'd seen things change in the last 5 years so much it was untrue. So just to give you an example of how things change in 5 years. So, pre-2020, ran a farm shop on the farm I had, and you're ever so quiet, you lot, you're well behaved. It's just because you keep digging the thing. So I had a polytunnel with a shop set up in it, and we sold £100 worth every day, and we sold 10 vegetable boxes per week. That was guaranteed. It never really fluctuated much above that. And then they brought out this amazing thing called a pandemic, right? And I didn't take part in it at all. I wasn't going to play their game. However, what happened was within 2 weeks we were taking £15,000 a day in the shop and selling 400 veg boxes a day. Wow. That was how quick it grew. Now, the supermarkets hit the deck. They couldn't get any supplies. That's all lies, by the way, I'll just tell you that. That was all instigated, all set up, and all well planned out in advance. So we had a very, very good year that year. I cannot emphasise enough. I remember there was one point, I find it funny now, but now, it don't last long, does it? We had a dustbin under the counter of the shop, and the woman who worked for me, Wendy, she used to say to me, she'd say, the dustbin bag needs changing. I said, all right. And I'd made a point, we don't take cards, there's no card payments, it's cash only. So every day we were taking about 15 grand in cash, and we would just tie up the bin bag, and one of the girls would walk to the office with it like it was a bag full of rubbish, But the great thing about it was, then, against now, is then we could get anything into the country at a really short notice. So within 36 hours I could place an order with Holland and it would be on the doorstep delivered. Now, since then, that's all changed. We're lucky now within 7 to 10 days if we can get anything in from Holland. The other side of the thing that's changed is that after Brexit, they pulled a real good stunt on the British consumers. It used to cost, in an import tax, £80 per lorry load. If we bought in a lorry load of fruit and veg, it cost £80, okay? So after they changed the ruling, it changed to the fact that if you had a pallet of cucumbers on the lorry, that was £80. If you had a pallet of iceberg, £80. So as long as it was the same pallets, you're all right, it's £80. But when you're bringing in mixed lorries, and it's £80 suddenly stacking up on everything, it mounts up. And if we bought in tomatoes, and there was cherry tomatoes, normal tomatoes, red tomatoes, yellow tomatoes, green tomatoes, mixed tomatoes, every one of them had an £80 tariff on it. It got ridiculous. So I just said to Roy, I said, look, I don't know about you, but is it time to just call it a day? Someone wanted it, let them have it. Take the money and run. And then I can go on tour. So I have. So, I've noticed a few things changing in the food industry. I'm not a great lover of supermarkets, that's fair to say. I'm also not a big lover of processed food. And one of the things which I noticed, especially where we live in East Anglia, is the fact that we produce these commodities. Our commodities are wheat, barley, sugar beet, oats, rapeseed, maize. None of those are food. That all gets sold to the processing industry. Whether that's Green King with a beer, whether that's the British sugar with the sugar beet, maize is all going to biofuels, that's not even been grown to feed it to animals. It's all ruddy nonsense. So I decided while we were on this, and one of the things which Gloria's been documenting on her channel is what we see as we're driving about the country. Because for us, coming from East Anglia, we don't no longer see any animals. So for me, the village I grew up in had 7 farms that all had animals on. So we had, Grandad had obviously had his cows. We had Terry Clements and Gerald Clements had about 10,000 pigs. Yes, they were in sheds, but at least they had 10,000 of them. The butchers had 300 cows. Duchesne's had pigs. The Farrers had pigs. I can't remember the name of the other lady who used to keep all the chickens and ducks and things. But there were 7 farms. Now we've got 1 farm and a donkey, and she won't let us eat it. So the challenge is, what's happening to the food? Well, I think you're a very wide awake audience, is it fair to say? Yeah. You've all got a fairly good idea what's happening with the food. Well,